tea is really hot. I'm not drinking coffee, I'm drinking tea. That's the only thing I hate about wearing glasses is they get all steamy. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a little tea talk with you guys. This is just something that has been weighing pretty heavily on my mind that I really want to speak about and just share my thoughts and opinions, and I figured why not do it now because it's the new year, and what better way to ring in the new year than being positive and talking about how to live your best life, which is what I will be talking about today. So I have 5 main things I really want to talk about and share and just tell you how you can start living your best life, because if you've been in a position where you feel like you've been struggling just to find yourself and find light in certain situations and just find happiness, then I have 5 things I really want to talk to you about today that will kind of help you start to live your best life and start the new year off with a happy note. And this year, I think I'm going to label it as the year of being happy. I choose to be happy day in and day out. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is never compare yourself to anybody, because we're all completely different people. No 2 people on this earth are the same. We're all our own individual. We're all going through our own journey and experiencing things differently. So whatever you're experiencing and whatever someone else is experiencing, it might be the same thing, but you might experience it in a different way. So you should never compare yourself to someone else, because their life is incomparable to yours and vice versa. Like I said, we're all going through the same life, but just experiencing it differently. So you and another person might be going through the same situation or ordeal or whatever it may be, but you could both be experiencing it completely different. So you should never compare your experiences to somebody else's, because you're 2 completely different people on your own journey. The second thing I want to talk about is don't care about what people think about you. And I know it's way easier said than done, because we're constantly seeking acceptance and we're constantly seeking acceptance and validation from our friends and family and peers and society just in general, but at the end of the day, the only person you need to agree with is yourself. You should do what makes you happy, whether it's vlogging or making YouTube videos or putting makeup on every single day or gaming or whatever it is. If it makes you happy, just do it and don't care about what people think, because this is your life and you should be living for you and doing what makes you happy. And like I said before, the only validation you need is from yourself. I really want to drink this tea, but it's so hot because I just made it. Number 3 is cutting off toxic people. I know this is pretty self-explanatory and it sounds obvious, but sometimes in certain situations you don't realize that someone is toxic, and you maybe are just keeping them in your life because they've been there for a long time and you don't want to see a future without them in your life. I know that sounds super deep, but if someone doesn't support you as an individual and support your happiness and you being you genuinely and authentically, and that person isn't allowing you to grow as an individual and grow into the best version of yourself, and you feel like they're kind of holding you back from that and not supporting you, then you can just let them go. It might be really hard and you might feel like you're betraying them, but at the end of the day, you need to be happy and do what makes you happy and surround yourself with people that will love you and support you for exactly as you are and for everything that you're doing. And if someone doesn't agree with you, then that's fine. They don't have to agree with you, but if they don't support you and what makes you happy, then you don't need them in your life. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but you shouldn't let yourself be surrounded by negativity all the time, because it can kind of affect you. Not kind of, it can really affect you, especially if it's someone's opinion that you really take into account on what you do and what you say and what you choose to do and all of your decisions. With that being said, just let go of anyone that doesn't allow you to grow as an individual. Number 4 is be yourself. I know this sounds super cliche and super basic, but I think it's the most important, because we're only here for one life, you know? There's only one of us, and there's only one chance to be who you truly want to be, and there's only one you. And I think that's literally the coolest thing ever. There's no one else that's just like you. There's no one else that is you, obviously, because we're all completely different people living our own lives, and I just think that's so cool. And there's this quote from Dr. Seuss that has been my favorite for several years now. It's you are you, that is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you. And I just think that's so true and really important, because nobody on this earth can compare to who you are and what your heart and soul are and just who you are as a person. Nobody is you. You are you for a reason, and you were put here for a reason with a purpose. I know sometimes it's hard to see that, but you're beautiful and unique just exactly as you are. Be true to who you want to be, and if people don't agree with you or accept you for who you want to be and who you aspire to be, then that's fine. Let them be. You don't need that in your life. You don't need people bringing you down because you're trying to be who you are or be who you want to be. So this brings me to my last point is you only have one life to live. And I know when you actually like sit down and think about that, it's actually really scary, because we're only here, if you think about it, for a very short, very, very short period of time. And you never know what life will bring you. So you should always do things that make you happy and feed your heart and soul and just ignite that fire within you and just make you feel really good, you know? Always stay true to who you are and who you want to be and aspire to be. Live this life for you. You shouldn't live your life and do things and say things and make decisions based off what you think other people will think, or whether or not you think it'll make someone else happy. Whatever you're doing, you should make sure that it'll make you happy and that you agree with it and that you agree with what you're doing and where you're heading and what you're working towards. Because at the end of the day, you deserve to be happy. And I think that's something that everyone needs to hear, no matter who you are, what you are going through, where you're from. Everyone deserves to be happy. So be genuine, be authentic, be unapologetically yourself. And if people don't accept you or agree with you, then that's fine. Let them be. People are people, and sometimes we don't agree, and it doesn't always mean we have to get along. But if you're not hurting anyone by being yourself and vice versa, then I don't see the problem. And it is really scary to think about the fact that we only have one life to live, because we're here for such a short amount of time. So do things that scare you but excite you at the same time. Be vulnerable. Just be authentically, unapologetically yourself. There's nothing better than being yourself. And always remember, the most important person's opinion of you that you should take into account is yours. Make sure that you agree with what you're doing and accept yourself and love yourself for who you are inside and out. And as long as you're not hurting anyone by your decisions and actions, live this life for you. Do you, boo. People may not agree with you or accept you for who you are, and that's okay. Maybe people won't like you, or maybe people will judge you, but at the end of the day, if you're living your life for you and doing things that make you happy and people can't accept that, then that's their problem. I don't know, I really just want this year to be a very happy and positive year for everyone. I want you all to go into 2018 with a positive mindset and just start living your best life, because I think it's time that we all realize we deserve to be happy and start being ourselves and just do things that make us happy and feed our souls and make our hearts happy, and hold your head high and just be yourself. I've really truly decided that 2018 is the year of I choose to be happy, because if you just wake up every day and say I'm going to be happy today, then what better way to start your day than waking up every day just thinking about what you're thankful for and being grateful for what you have and how far you've gotten in your life and what you've accomplished. Just choose to be happy. And I know we're still human. I mean, we all get down and things make us sad, and we all experience every single emotion. But if you choose to be happy day in and day out, then you'll start to feel so much more positive and just start living your best life. Like, I just want everyone to start living their best life. I don't really know how else to say it, but I just want everyone to be happy and just accept themselves for who they are and love themselves and be unapologetically yourself. If people don't accept you for who you are because they think you're weird and different, then that's fine. Let them think that. Who cares? That's everything I have to say about how to live your best life in 2018, and I'm so excited for this year. I just can't wait for all the fun things to happen. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little tea talk. My tea is still really hot. I've only had like 3 sips. And I'm sorry if the sun is like shining in my face. My window's like right here. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this tea talk. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye guys.